Welcome to the Inquisitive Human channel. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Banking has become an integral part of our lives. With net banking and ATM withdrawals, transacting has now become quite convenient and a daily part of our lives. Shopping anything is now a matter of clicks. Let's look at the type of bank frauds and how to stay safe. As per data from RBI, between 2009 and 2019, there were 1.17 lakh cases of credit and debit card frauds, amounting to 615.39 crore rupees, with 149 crore in FY19 alone. If we look at the interactions we have with banking, we have net banking, ATM withdrawals, UPI fund transfer, online shopping, online phishing attempts, and telephone scams. Talking about net banking, we often hear of cases where people have been defrauded with their net banking being hacked and people losing money in the process. But luckily, there are some do's and don'ts that we can follow. The first one being making sure that the banking website is secure. The way we can do is ensuring that there's a padlock button on top of the screen and the website should start with HTTPS instead of HTTP, which means that the website is secure. Whenever possible, use a trusted computer for transactions, which could be your own computer or your family's. Personal Wi-Fi should be preferred, which is secured by a strong password. Wherever possible, check for a secure image and message on the website. This should ideally match with the image and message that you initially submitted with the bank. Install latest antivirus and keep your computer up to date. In terms of don'ts, never click on a banking website which doesn't have the secure lock or HTTPS in the address. Never use computers at public places where people may be able to install some spyware. Never use unknown or unsecured Wi-Fi, and never share login details even with the bank employees. Never write down your credentials on a piece of paper as it can fall in hands of anyone near you. When it comes to ATM withdrawals, we all have heard of cases where people have been defrauded at ATMs, but we can avoid all that with the simple do's and don'ts. Prefer ATM which are located in well-lit areas. Use ATM only once previous customers have left the kiosk. Check for any skimming device which is placed over card slot. Hide the keypad with other hand while entering PIN. And ensure you take both card and cash before leaving the kiosk. Don't enter any ATM in desolate areas. Don't allow any stranger inside the kiosk once you're there. Don't use your card in damaged or tampered ATMs. Don't share your ATM card or PIN with strangers who offer help in cash withdrawals. And if you foresee any threat, please don't confront anyone. You can contact police or relevant authorities later once you leave the kiosk. Now let's look at an ATM, how it looks like, and how you can best identify the points of action. There are mirrors usually on an ATM which help you keep a watch on people behind you, very useful in identifying threats early on. You should also ensure there's no camera placed above the keypad in this area. Also, if you feel the keypad is bulging out or is hard to press, it may very well be hacked. Also ensure that you try pulling the card slot slightly. It should ideally not come out and be firm in its own place. UPI or Unified Payments Interface is now also being widely used for payments and fund transfers. And we have been hearing of many occasions where people have been defrauded with their UPI IDs, and people are not now targeting senior citizens also with booster shots messages. But there are some ways you can protect yourself. Always check your UPI apps properly when you get payment request. Check whether it's coming from the right source and for the right amount. Try and activate UPI on a secondary bank account instead of using your salary account or your primary saving account to ensure that you don't lose substantial money. Ensure your phone is secured at all times with you, preferably with a strong password. Hide your phone if possible when you're entering the UPI pin in public places. Always install UPI apps from reputed sources, which could be the Play Store or App Store. Don't share a UPI ID or phone number until unless it's mandatory and is required. Don't share an OTP without reading the contents properly. Usually the amounts and the source which is asking for the money is mentioned clearly in the OTP. Never click on links in SMS or email unless and until you're absolutely sure about them. It may just deduct money from your account once you click on them. Never entertain calls from strangers who are promising you money. You'll end up instead losing money to them. Never install apps from suspicious websites or links until unless you trust them. Another important aspect of our lives these days is online shopping. At the same time, unfortunately, we have been seeing number of scams and frauds rising. But fortunately, you can have yourself saved by some do's and don'ts. Always prefer payment with credit card, preferably with spending limits on, versus a debit card which has direct access to your bank account. Credit cards offer some level of protection and enable you to reverse transactions within certain time frame. Use PayPal, Skrill or GPay for international transaction, where they guarantee some level of protection to the buyers and save your money when needed. Report any suspicious transaction immediately to the bank. Get customer care number of the online shopping portal from a verified website. Always prefer sellers with higher rating from customers since they are more likely to fulfill the order properly. Don't save your card details on shopping websites if possible. It is very tempting to save the card details to avoid numerous hassles, but at the same time, there have been instances of data being leaked from various websites containing the card number and personal details. This is obviously more harmful in the longer run, so try entering your card details every time you shop. Don't give your card details on less known websites which you are not too familiar with, as they may use your card details later on for fraudulent activities. Don't click on any links or SMS or emails unless you are absolutely sure and it's coming from the right online shopping portal. Don't share your personal details with support executives, especially your bank details or your passwords. Install shopping apps from various trusted sources to avoid any scam. Talking about another kind of scam, we have online phishing. We hear of various scams happening on WhatsApp or social media. We hear of various reputed websites of DHL, Microsoft of the world being imitated with phishing attempts. There are three kinds of phishing. One is website phishing, which is domain similar in name and appearance to an official website made in order to fool someone. But there are some checks you can do. So one, there should be a lock sign in the website with HTTPS ideally instead of a unlock sign with HTTP, which means the connection may not be secure. Also, genuine websites are spelled correctly, while a phishing website may have some spelling error. A phishing website may give you huge amount of discount to attract you and get scammed. Another form of phishing is email phishing, which is the most used phishing method, where email is sent from a fake domain. But there's some checks that you can do. First of all, a genuine email won't rush you into giving a reply, while a phishing one generally asks you to reply urgently. A genuine one comes from a genuine domain, while a phishing one comes from a spoof domain or imitated domain. Genuine emails don't ask you to share your password, while phishing email asks often to reply with your bank details or personal details. Another form is vishing, which involves a scammer posing as employee of bank or some government body like SEBI, which basically is with the purpose of intimidating you. But don't share your personal or login details. Change your passwords regularly and inform relevant authority in case of a data breach so that your data is safe. There are some other precautionary steps that you can take to ensure that you're safe. Never leave your phone unattended and make sure your messages are not displayed on lock screen. In modern day smartphones, messages and their content is displayed on lock screen and anyone can read your OTP. So make sure if you have Android or Apple devices that you turn off device notification details. Never share your device password or bank details or OTP with strangers. Secure your laptops and smartphones with strong passcode. Purchase a good RFID blocker for your cards. The credit and debit cards these days are enabled with near field communication, which basically means that you can tap your card on a merchant's payment device up to 5000 rupees without entering your PIN code. In order to save your cards from being swiped unknowingly, you can order a RFID blocker and link to that is in description. Be wary of anyone creating a sense of urgency and asking you to act right now. It's most likely to scam you. Approach bank or RBI helpline in case you think that you have been defrauded and stay safe. If you liked the video, don't forget to subscribe, like and share.